Hello everyone, Jawtooth again. Hey, guess where I'm at today? I'm in northern Kentucky here on the CSX Short Line, and we've got a train coming through northbound. It's got a bunch of double stack intermodal in front, and it's got a whole bunch of empty coal cars on the back. This is the I-142. Check this out. The signal is on red, so you know that train is really close. That signal only changes and comes on when the train is inside the block. So we're in downtown Walton right now, Kentucky. There's the police station. Go ahead and start the video, son. A CSX Northbound on the Short Line. Here we go. Here she comes.
Equipment Defect Detector, milepost 89.0.
I'm in 4K for this one. The front of the train just went past the defect detector. I-142. Got a bunch of empty hoppers on the back. Sorry about shaking it. Axles. Over 3,000 feet long. I couldn't tell what they said. The train was a little too loud for me. But it was 200 axles. There they go. Kind of short and sweet. Hey! Walton Fire Department got to run. Here comes the ambulance. Check this live action out. All kinds of stuff going on here. Ambulance came right after the train came through. Well, let's see what else happens while we're here. See, the signal went to green right after the train went through, but in the next couple minutes that'll go off completely and it'll be dark and it won't come on until the train's in the next block. Whenever you see that signal come on, you know there's a train nearby. Hey, while we're here, let's have a look at CSX track. This is fairly new rail. Look how heavy that is. 136 pounds per yard. That is really heavy rail. Rolled in 2023. Looks like August of 2023 by Nippon. That's a Japanese company. 136 pounds per yard. Heavy stuff. But wait, there's more. There always is. Hey, I'm changing locations and getting another train. So here we go. Okay, here we go. Coming around this super elevated curve. You can see the difference in elevation on the rails. See how much lower it is on the left? It always looks cool when the train comes around this curve. They're kind of leaning on the side a little bit. Check this out. Wow, that DPU is working hard. Listen to that. I think that engine on the back is working harder than the one in the front. Well, they're booking along pretty good. That was a good one. And you could see the train leaning a little bit into that curve. One rail's higher than the other so they can go faster around the curve. There you go, another northbound. Thanks for watching. And here's a close look at a defect detector. This is where the components are kept right there. And there's the antenna. Transmits on 161.370 for this one. And here are the paddles. These paddles right here will pick up anything dragging, any kind of dragging equipment. That'll set off the defect detector by pushing those paddles over. And then over here, this can pick up if you have a hot axle right there. That'll pick up a hot axle and it'll notify the train crew that they've got the defect. This particular one is at milepost 89 on the CSX Short Line. There you go. That's the whole thing. Okay, you want to see a comparison of the rail? Check this out. Okay, so I'm over here off of Depot Street in Walton on CSX. Here's a railroad siding. This is Tennessee rail. It's 100 pounds per yard. See how much smaller it is than that last rail we just looked at? OH stands for open hearth method. This rail was rolled in 1933. So this is some old stuff here. Tennessee rail, 100 pounds per yard. And here comes another train on CSX. Here we go. We got a CSX train coming. M575. It's a southbound train. This will be a long mixed freight. Defect detector's right behind me.
Walton, M575, it's 5217, sound out.
Moving right along pretty good. Look at that. Let's hear that defect detector go off too. Just now going past the back of it. See right there? Backside defect detector. And the end of the train. Let's see what it says. Get that radio out, son. 161.370. Here's my radio.
CSX Equipment Defect Detector. Milepost 89.0. No defects. No defects. Total axle 602. Train length 89.01. End of transmission.
Wow, that was a good train. 602 axle. Over. There's a crew just now acknowledging that. Over 600 axle, almost 9,000 feet long. So close to 2 miles long. Oh, the signal over there is on yellow over red after the train went by, and it'll go off here in just a few minutes, and it'll be totally dark until the next train comes. All right, thanks for watching. Let's see if we can get something else down here too. All right, we got one coming, southbound. I just ran all the way over here. DPU for me and for you. Hey, they had one of those heavy-duty flat cars on the back again. I've noticed that they do that a lot. They put those on the very end of the train. I've seen about a dozen trains like that in Norfolk Southern. Woo! That train was booking. What is the hurry? There's something going on I don't know about? Yeah, the wind coming off those box cars. Whew, that makes the head cold. Just got my hair cut. Got it trimmed up a little bit. Well, thanks for watching. Let's see what else we can get into. Hopefully something else will come by here. I'm frozen now. Gotta get in the truck for a few minutes. Can't even talk. But wait, there's more. We got another train coming, son. This might be the one that was having problems. They had an oil leak. Yeah, that one had an oil leak on that lead engine on our side. There she goes, northbound. That leading locomotive had an oil leak on the conductor side. You can see a little bit of it coming out. They were talking to dispatch a little bit ago. They had to start up the second unit. They ran the second unit because that oil leak on the front one. That wasn't a very long train. Only one locomotive was needed, really. All right, they're just calling out the signals northbound. Well, I hope I got that on video good, showing that oil leak. This little building behind me got in the way. Anyways, there you go. Another northbound train. Okay, here's a shot I've never got before. Check this out. Old Lexington Highway here in Walton on the CSX. I don't think these bells ever go off.
Equipment defect detector. Milepost 89.0. No defects. No defects. Total axle 228. Train lane 3161. End of transmission.
No, more or less this counts.
Okay, that was the L411. That's the local that runs to Ghent. It takes that spur. Oh, somebody's went jogging. It takes the spur that goes up along the Ohio River. So that train did not come through LaGrange. That one did not do any street running. That's a northbound train coming back from the Ghent line where Worthville is. There's the line that comes up, I forget what they call it. It goes up alongside the Ohio River and it ties in at Worthville, Kentucky. It goes up towards Ghent. There's all kinds of industry on that line. And that was the L411 northbound. Thanks for watching. Coming to you from Walton, Kentucky. All right, I changed locations and we got a train coming around the curve right now. Check this out. Let's see how fast they're going here. There you go. Ethanol train, northbound. Moving along pretty good. Had a couple spacer cars at the front. Those covered hopper cars at the front, those are spacer cars. It keeps the locomotives away from the hazardous materials that they're carrying. Helps keep the crew safe, and it keeps an ignition source farther away in case there's an accident or something. So there you go. See what else we can get into while we're here. We got another train coming from that way right there. It's a southbound. And I see some deer on the left-hand side of the track. And here comes the train. Just stay away from the track, deer. Oh, they went on the track. Get off the track. Whoa. That deer almost got hit. That was dangerous, son. That was a loaded grain train in a hurry. They'll be in Lexington in about an hour and 40 minutes, something like that. The trains on the CSX line, it takes them a little over 2 hours to get from the street running part in LaGrange to here. About anywhere from 2 hours, 20 minutes to about 2.5 hours. Unless they have to pass other trains, it could take a lot longer. I wonder if the camera picked up that deer that was on the track. They were just so far away. See, there's another one over there. They just came back out again. They're looking for each other. One's on the right-hand side, one's on the left-hand side of the track. That train just kind of freaked them out a little bit. So there you go. I wonder if that deer can see me. I'm waving to it, it's not doing anything, it's too far away. Okay, well, thanks for watching. That was interesting. All right, time for me to head home. Thanks for watching my video. I appreciate everybody's support. Check out another video if you got time. I got all kinds of street running trains, steam trains, all kinds of stuff. All right, see you later. Cat. I'm just getting home and there's the kitty cat. Hi kitty. Hi kitty. Norfie. Hi Norfie. Good to see Norfie again. Hey Norfie. It's kind of hard to show him because he gets too close. Hi Norfie. Hi there. Hi. Hi Norfie. You can't get in there with the shot. Alrighty, well that was cool. Got to see the cat.